The reading of all good books
is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries.
You just keep pushing. You just keep pushing. I made every mistake that could be made,
but I just kept pushing.
If you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things.
Conquer yourself rather than the world.
We do not describe the world we see. We see the world we can describe.
It is not enough to have a good mind.
The main thing is to use it well.
Mathematics is a more powerful instrument of knowledge than any other.
I can doubt everything, except one thing. And that is the very fact that I doubt. Simply put, I think, therefore I am.
Divide each difficulty into as many parts as is feasible.
Except our own thoughts, there is nothing absolutely in our power. To know what people really think, pay attention to what they do, rather than what they say. An optimist may see a light where there is none, but why must the pessimist always run to blow it out? Intuition is the undoubting conception of a pure and attentive mind, which arises from the light of reason alone, and is more certain than deduction. With me, everything turns into mathematics. Each problem that I solved became a rule, which serve afterwards to solve other problems. He lives well who is well hidden. Reason is nothing without imagination. I know that I exist. The question is, what is this I that I know? I desire to live in peace and to continue the life I have begun under the motto to live well you must live unseen. Whenever anyone has offended me, I try to raise my soul so high that the offense cannot reach it. But in my opinion, all things in nature occur mathematically. I have concluded the evident existence of God, and that my existence depends entirely on God in all the moments of my life, that I do not think that the human spirit may know anything with greater evidence and certitude. Any community that gets its laughs by pretending to be idiots will eventually be flooded by actual idiots who mistakenly believe that they're in good company. In God there is an infinitude of things which I cannot comprehend, nor possibly even reach in any way by thought, for it is the nature of the infinite, that my nature, which is finite and limited, should not comprehend it. It is possible that I am dreaming right now and that all of my perceptions are false. The senses deceive from time to time, and it is prudent never to trust wholly those who have deceived us even once. The reading of all good books is indeed like a conversation with the noblest men of past centuries who were the authors of them, nay, a carefully studied conversation in which they reveal to us none but the best of their thoughts. To live without philosophizing is in truth the same as keeping the eyes closed without attempting to open them. Mast, I advance. Intuitive knowledge is an illumination of the soul, whereby it beholds in the light of God those things which it pleases Him to reveal to us by a direct impression of divine clearness. Nothing is more fairly distributed than common sense. No one thinks he needs more of it than he already has. In order to improve the mind, we ought less to learn than to contemplate. There is nothing more ancient than the truth. How can you be certain that your whole life is not a dream? There is a great difference between mind and body in so much as body is by nature always divisible, and the mind is entirely indivisible. When I consider this carefully, I find not a single property which with certainty separates the waking state from the dream. How can you be certain that your whole life is not a dream? The chief cause of human errors is to be found in the prejudices picked up in childhood. Everything is self-evident. A state is better governed which has few laws, and those laws strictly observed. The greatest minds are capable of the greatest vices as well as of the greatest virtues.